Hey there. This episode we're going to be finishing up a little bit of, or not a little bit, the rest of Act 2. I think this is the rest of Act 2. Actually, I'm not sure. Everybody keeps referring to them as 3 different acts. I think this is Act 2. I think I've been in Act 2. I'm doing the smart thing, and since I just started a new day, I'm gonna go over and just cast Speak with Dead on the nearest dead person I can find, which happens to be this Skippy Yankee warrior.
Seems willing to speak, but not
Oh,
to
would have
its
been
killer.
willing to speak, but not to me. Interesting. Oh, it's so funny. I mean, he's holding on to a shield that would be really good for him. And I don't check to see if he's proficient with shields. But what I did check, something between recording the last video and this one. Oh, this is just a door. The road to Baldur's Gate. Yeah, this is where I decided I'm going to go back and start looking at things. I did check my recording for the Cyberpunk. I talked about this in the last video, that I had some Cyberpunk recordings, or a Cyberpunk recording that I wanted to edit together, cut up, and do stuff with. It looks like there's stuff over there, by the way, if you're paying attention to my mouse movements. It looks like I found a shaded area that had some fog of war. That I hadn't yet gotten and checked out. But about the recordings, they are also just as messed up. They're not smooth. They're not good recordings. They have really bad bitrate. I do think I'm on the wrong setting for OBS. I don't know. I'm gonna do some testing later on. I'm just gonna re-record the video, which it's good. I messed up a couple of the things. I think I could have done some things differently in that recording session to make it more cinematic and easier to edit together, like holding my camera on different things or stuff like that. It's just like in the back of my head when I'm playing the game to be recorded. I play a specific way so that it'll make more sense later on when I'm editing to, like, what's a good example? When I'm just kind of cutting together a sequence of events that's like, I traveled from here to here and I interacted with this character along the way, I should have a really good, like, walk up to the character and interact with that character intentionally and be looking at the character intentionally when I'm at least first speaking with them. And then if I want to do some fun things, I'll try to just hold the camera in exactly that position until the end so I can cut up their conversation and make them say stupid stuff. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But I wasn't really doing that. I wasn't consciously, like, keeping my my mind was in this zone, or was in the same mindset that I have for recording this content, where I want constant movement. I want there to be a little bit of activity. It's why I like to circle things with my mouse to, I guess, tell you one and tell myself that's part of it. I want to tell me who's narrating this what I'm thinking about, so I don't have to guess right now. I'm just gonna circle whatever it is I'm thinking about, or hover over with my mouse whatever it is I'm thinking about or is affecting my action, my choice, my whatever. So yeah, and so I was kind of doing that, and it's not as important for a video I'm going to be cutting up a bunch, because I can just cut to the important part, right? Like, I can just cut out the important part and only show that part of it, right? And yeah, that's kind of so I didn't do that for the Cyberpunk one. The Cyberpunk one I just like
Into the shadows.
or I did do that, I guess, for the Cyberpunk one. I didn't do what I wanted to do, which was hold on them or like understand that 90% of the footage that I'm recording, 90% of the time that I'm doing something in the game, it's not going to be included in the video. But so I need to make the parts, the most important parts, like clear and cinematic. I don't know, it's just a little thing that I have in my head, and I wasn't thinking about it right, so it's best to do it again. I have my but back to the gameplay. I have my usual setup for a fight in this game. I have Avard's black tentacles blocking these shadows from getting to me, but it's stopping 3 of them, and this one made it through, so I have an obvious target. But remembering, these guys explode if they die near you, so I'm gonna use Karlach to toss one of them back into the crowd, back into the group of them, and just see what happens. How about you take that? And then I step back or throw something. What do I got? Do I got something to throw at you guys? Because it'd be nice to get a little AoE like acid vial or alchemist fire, something like that on them. Maybe a grease. No, alchemist fire works just fine. Now they are trees. I like to use fire against them, even though they don't seem to be weak to fire. Well, I guess they're brushes.
Got it.
I guess that's what they are. They're not really trees. Are they trees? I can't tell. I have no idea what they are. Looks like they're made out of bark, but who am I? Right. Let's use grease bottle. Yeah. I know I'm probably gonna use another one, so I'm gonna. I didn't kill any of them, unfortunately, but it did knock one of them over. So I'm gonna just shoot one of them. Just to get him low. Just to see. And he's low enough that probably gonna get messed up. We got the last guy, and he's gonna come join the party. Group up with them. Right there. Which is a little bit silly of a move, given that all of his friends explode. I'm gonna blast him backwards, just so he doesn't, just so he doesn't get much leeway, you know. And then, sneak attack, just whichever one in this group, probably the highest health one, because sneak attack is almost guaranteed to do above 20 damage from range, or actually the lowest health one, you know, whatever. And chain reaction, they're gonna all explode. That was so much easier. So I see why Avard's black tentacles is useful. I can see its use. It really just held all of those guys in one spot for me to just bombard with AoE damage. But it was also useful that they didn't have any ranged combat options. They had to charge at me and they couldn't. So that's why that was very useful. But did I use my own? I'm such a silly goose. I used my own spell slot to do that. Whatever. I could have used Asterion to do that, but I didn't. I guess I do want to hold on to that in case some big combat encounter happens, so I can use both on top of each other. Oh, because that would be crazy, wouldn't it? That'd be a lot of damage. That'd be a very bad time for those involved. She hopped up there, grabbed the chest so Asterion could come down and...
What now?
Or so that she could come down and pick it.
Should be easy.
But to be honest, she probably could have handled it. She's got pretty good dexterity. But he's got a guarantee that that's going to work. An almost guarantee.
Interesting.
A 95% chance to be successful.
Don't waste a step.
Which is the highest chance of success. The highest possible chance of success in this game is 95%. And the lowest possible chance of success is 5%. Natural 20s, natural 1s. I'm pretty sure that's the case in this game. I don't know. Alright, then I meet this guy. I don't know what the heck his deal is, but he seems creepy.
Your guilt?
The waning moon.
So casually was doing Speak with Dead.
You walk in the darkness unafraid. How curious.
This is not really dark anymore. That's a creepy.
A
white
point.
raven is creepy as
Perhaps this one could assist us.
hell. Sure, what you got?
The murdered lie silent. The raven asks, will you be their voice?
It's very much a non-answer to my question.
He thinks you strong enough for the task at hand.
Being
This
very
woman
vague. Okay, there we
tended
go.
a bar where she took her patrons, her friends, into her confidence. Promised their secrets were safe with her. Yet she turned their words into knives and stabbed them in the back. They died because of her. And to this day, her victims lie unavenged.
Interesting. Yeah, she's
Death
dead.
is
It doesn't
not the
seem as
end.
though she
Merely another
came
beginning.
more. Oh,
I seek a record of this
I guess
one's
so. Yeah,
crimes,
that's the whole point of it.
written in
is
her
hell.
own hand.
The whole point of hell.
Through it, I can summon her spirit and force her to face trial for her crimes.
Oh, weird. Weird. That's weird. And if... Oh, man.
Such spells are ancient secrets and closely guarded. But I could be convinced to share them with an ally.
Your
Interesting.
soul sparks with justice, with fortitude. This is
So
your
I
chance
could
to
call
bring
upon
a murderer to justice,
Summon
to
souls
avenge her victims.
to interact with them?
Will you take it?
That's weird. That'd be weird. What would I use that for? What kind of use cases? Yeah,
the death
I mean,
of
give me...
heroism is close, I see.
Alright, yeah.
Go to the distillery, the one she calls the Waning Moon.
Why don't you go?
Find the ledger and bring it to me.
The ledger. Oh, I feel like I have the ledger. The Waning Moon was the bar with the Thorn guy in it, right? Let me open my handy dandy bag of books and look through all 152 that I've collected thus far and see if I can find the ledger. What's crazy too is like I know kind of the general area that all of these things were happening. Madeline's ledger. Beautiful. So it's kind of interesting. I remember reading this one and was like, man, it does not seem as though her friends are just gonna get a talking to. Yeah. Night, day 22, Mark Jacobs and Benjamin Blanchett made jokes about the Thorns, especially Lord Ketherick. Said he was a misery guts, a weeping nutsack, and discussed exactly how his wife would have liked it. I know what Mark and Ben said was plain awful, Lady Natasha, but they're some of my best friends. I've never heard such talk out of them. They were upset over their wages being cut and were the drunkest I'd ever seen by midnight. You've never met, hand over heart, you've never met two more devoted to Our Lady, I swear. And she said she was just going to have a little chat with him. Apparently she didn't have I predicted it. She didn't just have a little chat with them. She killed them. Which makes a lot of sense. But it does not feel as though she was just trying to kill them.
Trepidation.
You know, I feel kind of bad because it feels like she was in a bad position. And she did sell them out, like she wrote in the ledger, but like...
The Raven always knows.
I don't know. I don't think it makes her responsible for their
To
death.
punish a murderer. If that is
Like,
not enough, leave.
The murderer is the
I have no
murderer.
time for those lacking commitment.
She's not a She didn't carry out the blade, though. She tried to convince not to. It's not...
We have it.
She messed
Her
up.
lies, her guilt.
Or she was caught in a bad
Madeline
situation, I
reported
guess.
her friends to a dark justiciar and fled when they were butchered. Well, she flees
Yeah, of
no
course she
more.
fled. She realized how dangerous her life
I will be
was.
the conduit for Madeline's spirit. I will force her to face trial.
Yeah,
And you
okay.
will be the
Go for it,
judge.
bro.
Make her beg. Make her suffer.
We'll see. Yeah, let's see what she has to say
Careful.
first.
For a serpent in life is a serpent in death.
If she fled after they died, that's not a serpent. That's somebody who got caught in a situation. Yeah, this dude just wants to see pain. He's either really enjoying himself or really not enjoying himself. I can't tell which one it is. Oh, he's really enjoying himself. That's what it is. Yeah, never mind.
You.
Oh,
You
this
said
is
I was
crazy.
gonna be punished. That you'd be the judge. But I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
Yeah, I believe you. These are...
I said it didn't mean nothing. That Ben and Mark were just drunk and whining.
Yeah.
The Dark Justicia promised she was gonna chat with him. She promised.
Yeah, I kind of want to know what they did, but if it was drunk complaining, why did you report them? Yeah, why would you write it? I'm putting her on trial. I want to see what's going on.
Said to report everything, big or small. She ain't the type you say no to.
But that doesn't mean...
She gave him a dagger each and told him
Oh,
to press it against their stomachs on the count of 3 to start stabbing
that's dark.
and not stop till she said so. She never said stop.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I'd do anything to take it back. Anything.
Unfortunate. And it's telling me to tell her to stab herself? Dude, that's crazy. No, man, no. Either she's a coward, I tell her to stab herself, or I give her forgiveness. Which is crazy. I want there to be a middle option. I don't think she deserves death. I don't think she's a coward. Nor pathetic. But there could have been a fourth option. You know? I don't know. It literally wouldn't give me any advantage whatsoever to do the wisdom. Because I'm pretty good. I have a +8. So if I roll a
What
2,
I did was wrong,
it'll pass.
and I won't ever forgive myself. But hearing that just one person doesn't hate me, that one person forgives me,
It was a mistake. And you paid
makes
for
the
it with
load
your
so
life.
much lighter.
So
Thank you.
payment has been satisfied in my eyes.
You were supposed to make her suffer, not forgive her.
Yeah, well. Yeah, you whine more than she did.
That doesn't matter. I seek the guilty, the tormented, the anguished.
And you didn't find it.
You have crossed me.
Yeah.
And for that, I end your pathetic life.
I really don't think this is gonna go the way that you want it to, my man. You and your Raven are gonna really try to take me on. He's got 76 health. Dude, I have more health than him. Karlach has more health than him. My guys have really low health. What level is he? He's level 6.
Shall we dance?
Unfortunate.
Make it hurt.
How come he didn't get to assassinate him?
I will ascend.
I don't understand this. Maybe I clicked something. Maybe I messed it up in some way, shape, or form that he's not getting guaranteed crits anymore. Because that not happening sucks. That was easy. And it leveled up the other two. I had level ups for Karlach and Lae'zel going into that fight. They seem to be on a different cycle than Harbrick and Asterion, which is rough. How did they get a little bit more experience? I don't know. Does it have to do with like redoing your setup? Like, what's it called? Respecking? Does respecking give you experience? I don't know.
Corpse does not stir. It will answer no more.
Fair enough. I already talked to her enough.
Time to press ahead.
I don't know if it does. I think he probably doesn't want to talk with me.
The corpse has nothing to say.
Oh, he just has, in general, nothing to say. Okay, well, fair. I want to know more about him, but whatever. We good. We good. God, it's a little bit of a bummer that I still got that bitrate issue.
What a day.
I thought everything was fixed. It looks so good, like right now.
Let's
but
crack it open.
it ain't there. I'm kind of waiting on leveling up until I'm about ready to move on. Because, I feel like it's going to take a while, and I just kind of want to blast through this, the rest of this act and sweep everything else up really quick. I don't want to draw it out, but I mean, that's ridiculous. Just to hold on to it. Oh, I get another Eldritch Invocation. That's cool. And another spell. Okay. Oh, level 5 spells. Here we go. Now, that is exciting because I get either Dominate Person, Hold Monster, or is that Telepathy? No, not Telepathy. Telekinesis. But I already have Telekinesis. Hold Monster, I think, is the way to go. Because I'm fighting a lot of creatures nowadays. And being able to cast Hold Monster on some of these big guys would be real nice. Especially if I can destroy their chances of saving. That'd be real nice. But invocations, I don't know. Polymorph, I know one of the invocations let me cast Polymorph, and that's a really nice one. Yeah, Sculptor of Flesh. That's really nice. With a Warlock spell slot. And Otherworldly Leap lets me cast Enhanced Sleep at will. Like, as much as I'd like to. But I don't know if that's worth, like, an Eldritch Invocation. It might be, because it'd probably entice me to use it more consistently, so Karlach and Lae'zel would have it for more fights. But then there's also Mask of Many Faces, to be able to disguise myself, to be able to talk to whoever once they're dead. I've been trying not to use that as much in this playthrough. I think that's going to be something I'm going through and doing in the next playthrough a lot more. Funny enough, Astarion also gets a disguised self. Adopt a new identity, changing your appearance until long rest. Which is so funny. So funny. I didn't expect that he was gonna get that. I'm trying to see how much I'm going through these and I'm trying to see how much sneak attack damage has been increased. How much it gets increased when I level up to level 9, because I feel like I should have started multi-classing a little bit ago with Astarion. And trying to grab something else for him. Maybe 2 levels ago, I should have started multi-classing. Because if I'm only getting like a 1d6 per level to sneak attack damage, that's only greatly tying my damage output to only being a one-trick pony, only using a sneak attack every turn. Nice. She just gets her ability. And she also just gets an ability. You have become as durable as an iron golem. Whenever you fail a saving throw, you can roll again, using the new roll instead. Whenever you fail a saving throw. That's so nice. So my concerns about it taking forever went out the window. Yeah, they went straight out the window, and I'm able to blast on through those. But yeah, incentivizing me to just use sneak attack every turn on Astarion is kind of rough. Though he can reach pretty great heights with his sneak attack damage, it's not great a lot of the time. It has a very narrow use case, which I don't think I'm using Astarion effectively. The way that I'm trying to play this playthrough is not perfectly using him, you know? I'm not trying to min-max his damage, and I think that's what's in the forefront of my mind. That maybe I should be
Another step forward.
Considering, especially if the assassin stuff, I'm not getting critical hits or whatever, is especially if I'm not able to use that stuff.
The corpse regards you.
Oh, that's his assassin
lifelessly.
thing is also was letting me be able to use an action at the beginning of combat again when I initiate with something, and then I'm able to attack again in my turn. That's what that is. Okay.
The forest.
No
No
escape.
escape.
The darkness.
The darkness turns all.
So I guess that is assassin. That is pretty nice. But that's just like, I guess that's 2 attacks in the time that most can get 1 off. So he can try to assassinate somebody really quick.
Light in.
You're from the last light.
Sanctuary from darkness.
Not anymore.
Stronghold.
Also not anymore.
Scouting. Seeking. Gaps in cultist defenses. Caravan to Moonroy's towers. Know how to keep the shadows at bay.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask
That didn't
no
answer
more
a lot. Was that him trying to say that the caravan that brought us through was the target of attack, and that's what he figured out, and that thus introduced us to the Harpers? Is that what happened? I don't know. Who knows? Scroll of Feigned Death. Perfect. And what you got to say? We're running around trying to find the borders of the Blight. The ruins east of the last light proved to be highly dangerous, with deep biting shadows. Another suspicious one is the house on the hillock a little further on. It seems to be dark and empty, but voices come from there. One of the others swears to me that he heard a child's laughter and saw Githyanki warriors approaching the house from a distance. Surely his imagination must be getting the better of him. Yeah, surely that's what's going on. Unfortunate. Madeline's ledger, stick that back in the backpack. And then return at once. I think this is the letter that was on the He Who Was guy. What ails thy mind? The queen was clear, a full retreat to the Shadowfell with all due haste. You beheld the fate of Lover's Whisper. After a 10-day in the darkness, she knew not her name. These lands are rich in tragedy and memory, but our minds are vulnerable to the malignant curse. Lover's Whisper strangled her own raven this morn. Her raven! The queen was incensed at the loss of her child and struck Lover's Whisper down, as was her right. Return at once, or I will be forced to report you your desertion of thine will. It's apparently the other individual that's a part of this cult. Is it a cult? Who knows? We'll see. Everything's a cult. What isn't a cult? Apparently there isn't one of those. Yeah, I kick butt at matching games, if you were wondering. I kick major butt. Seeing if there's anything that'll order them based off of, like, rarity. Like, purple, blue, green, common. I'd like that. But, yeah, whatever. Then there's all my poisons. Can't even organize those because they're all different poisons. And I'm not even using them because most of the guys I'm fighting are not weak to poisons. I guess that guy was, but he wasn't even worth using anything. And it took 2 seconds to kill.
His grave is a mess. Probably an animal.
Oh. Interesting.
Animal tracks.
Oh, somebody searched through the grave.
Down.
Oh, an animal searched through the grave. Okay. Well, maybe I have to speak with an animal. Oh no, I tried to jump down there. Oh, I think because I had to fly down there with the imp guy. +2 to death saving throws. How ironic.
Where to?
Okay. Yeah, it's just really just trying to clear off the rest of this area.
Skeleton key.
I can move on to bigger, better things in future episodes. I'm excited to get over to Baldur's Gate.
Let's move.
God, there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot. Finding out who the two other
Souvenir.
chosen were. It's interesting. One of them being Orin. Is that her name? And the other one being Gortosh. Crazy. Being Karlak's old buddy. That's something else. That's That's how it always is in these in D&D though. They're so frequently going to be related somehow to a member of the party, which is funny. It's so good, so good, so good. But it's, I mean, it just adds to it. It's another reason that it's like the perfect like recreation of the D&D experience, the embodiment of the D&D experience in a video game. It's why it's so successful. That the DM is just putting backstory buffers into every nook and cranny of the main campaign events, the main events of the campaign. Entrance to the Underdark. So this is, I guess I could go to the Underdark from here, which I'm saving that for a future playthrough. I could go to the Underdark. I think this is more the entrance from the Underdark. So when you're going through the Underdark and you need to come up here to pass through to Baldur's Gate or something like that, I think this is where you come out for that. And you probably are meeting Harpers down in the Underdark, and they're just going to take you over to the Last Light. And there are probably some things that don't happen in the Last Light. You know, there's probably not a lot going on with the Shadowlands. They might have some sort of solution for the Shadowlands already figured out for you that you're not trying to figure out here. Or what if, I don't know, what if they both end up here, but the Shadow Pass is, or the Mountain Pass is like the equivalent to the Underdark, and I'm giving the Underdark so much like esteem, I guess. I'm giving it so much, like it's gonna take up a major portion. I either spent Act 2 in the Underdark or I spent Act 2 in the Shadowlands. I don't know. That is what I'm thinking right now, is that you either spend Act 2 in the Shadowlands or you spend Act 2 in the Underdark. And I picked the Shadowlands. But it might end up being that you just spend the intermission between Act 1 and Act 2 in either the Mountain Pass or the Underdark. I doubt that that's the case. I feel like the Underdark has a lot going on in it. But I don't know. I really have no idea. It's gonna be exciting to figure all that out in the next playthrough. Yeah, I've been thinking about I've been thinking about that playthrough a lot, actually. Because it does kind of feel like I'm wrapping up, but I don't actually think I'm wrapping up. I think there's going to be a lot that's going down in Baldur's Gate. This is a whole nother act. I don't know how many episodes I've been in Act 2, but I'm on this is episode 59 right now. So, yeah, I have been thinking a lot about it though, and if I want to be doing like these same types of videos where I'm showing my full gameplay, or if I want to be cutting it a lot more. And I am kind of leaning towards this type of video again, because it'll be interesting to keep showing my progress as I get better at the game, and it will be interesting to, because I'll be going a lot faster. Like through Act 1, I don't know how many times I've played almost the entirety of Act 1. You know, I've played it a bunch of times and gotten different interactions a lot of the time. I'm saving a couple different interactions that I saw then that I think are going to be specifically cinematic. Couple tests that I want to be running, I guess, to see if something will happen. I've been saving those for like my next playthrough, the especially exciting ones, and the ones that involved other characters. I've been saving those. So I've never spoken with the wizard that you find in the Mountain Pass. I've never spoken with him past what I have in this playthrough. So I've been saving that for a future playthrough where I do have Gale in, and I've been saving stuff that's going on with Shadowheart, like trying to mess with the artifact. I've been saving that for when Shadowheart's in my party and dealing with Shar, and I was thinking about trying to have like a cleric or a paladin of Selûne or of Shar, one of those two, and having them interact with Shadowheart. Because, I mean, theoretically, they've got a bunch of stuff like that built in. I do think it's going to be interesting to have, to see how Isabel interacts with Shadowheart. That'll be cool. A lot of stuff like that. And then Will, obviously. I have been doing a lot of the stuff for Will. But it's mostly because I'm kind of treating it as though I picked Will. Everything I've been doing for Will has been... I've been treating it like it's me. You know? I've been treating it like it's my character's backstory that I'm figuring out. Which is not, this is not the case. I think eventually I'm going to have Halsin in my party in like a future playthrough. I don't know. I can't decide. I really can't decide. I think the next playthrough I do is going to have... It's going to be a monk. I'm pretty decided on that. And I'm going to have Will. And we're probably going to kill Karlach. Because I want to see the other side of Will's interactions. And it'll be rough. Because I don't know if Shadowheart will be totally okay with that happening. But, you know, we'll live with it. And then the fourth member, I don't know. I don't know who the fourth member is going to be. I'm definitely not going to have it be Astarion. I've been pretty okay with him not being the guy. It'd be hard to not have Lae'zel. Because Lae'zel's really strong. But Lae'zel and Shadowheart kind of bugged me. Oh, this is cool. The land starts to heal.
And in this, at least, you have triumphed.
So nice. It seems to be that the land is healing when I'm leaving it. Maybe it had to do with me all along. That flute sound, that rhythmic flute that we're just hearing, that 100% reminds me of the Hogwarts music from Harry Potter. I was totally just getting flashbacks of watching Harry being introduced to the school. Yeah, so if you were also feeling that, yeah, you are not alone. Ah, cinematic. Gortash. A really good painting. Really, really, really good.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city.
Oh, no.
More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the flaming fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Yeah.
Duties.
Oh, dang.
Duties.
She had enough.
Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping. Yes, sir. No, sir. Rip and cut your throat, sir.
Yeah, well, I figured out it was
Your plan is falling apart,
Probably not.
lordling.
the flaming
Give
fist.
me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start.
Dude,
Neither of us expected the prison bearers to kill
she's not
Ketheric.
being very secretive
They'll be
about
traveling to
being
the
an
city.
evil,
Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
diabolical leaders.
I itch to peel you, to split your skin, to see your skull shine in the light. Little tyrant.
Well, that's unnerving.
Lucky for you, I harvested a whole family of living flesh in Rivington at high sun. They will sate my blade thirst tonight.
I wonder if I can figure out what that is.
Oh, but tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, my blades will thirst again.
Good to know that she can transform into different creatures, into different people. Maybe creatures. I don't know. It's creepy though. But so can I. So can two of my party. They can both do that. No. Carbrick can. Starion. Literally those two. He was on the screen. I just couldn't find his name. I guess this is similar to I'm taking a rest before arriving at my destination. I think the same thing happened in going
Beyond
between
the campsite,
the mountain
the
pass.
city waits in uneasy silence.
Nope,
One
that's not true.
step away.
No, yes, going between the mountain pass and going and from the place where Act 1 was held. I think that was an in-between zone. That you had to rest before going. It seems to be what this is. This is Worm's Lookout. It's so funny that they group up all of the members, and some of them have stuff to talk to you about, and then they just like run away from you. It's so good. Classic. Classic. Yeah, Elminster. That's who I was thinking about. I haven't interacted with him other than what you've seen in this gameplay. Yeah, I haven't actually left the first region. I've only done the Grove activities and the stuff leading up to the Grove and happening kind of around the Grove. I think I've done the Goblin interactions. I've done a couple of those, a little bit different, a different playthrough. But yeah, like one of my other playthroughs, I tried to actually fight all of the, try to take out all the leaders of the goblins within the camp. And
the gate is
it
closed,
didn't
as is Cazador.
go so well.
Cazador and his right of
Oh
profane
no, it went just fine. It
ascension.
went just fine. But it
An
didn't,
imperial
so there was no
soiree,
big fight.
attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master
Yeah.
and elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem, the world will yearn to kneel
Yeah. they
and
probably will.
offer their necks.
Interesting. Isn't he like proposing doing this with like
We will kill him,
everyone?
but
Like,
there's more to it. Think about it.
he was proposing to do
It
the same
sounds
thing,
like
and he was like
Cazador,
sarcastically
for all his evils,
mocking
has gotten further than any of my kind
everyone.
ever have.
for trying to do
He's on the
for
verge of a
following
miracle.
Cazador.
This may be a beginning, not an end.
Oh, and then he... Okay, yeah.
I can see myself
He literally
now.
proposes doing this himself.
Lord.
Yeah.
King. Master. If the time comes,
That'd be cool.
I can stay one move ahead
I'd
of him.
like to see
I'll
him
take his
advance.
place before his blood can hit.
I think
the
that's
floor.
definitely something within the bounds of this playthrough that I'd like to see happen. That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, Raphael was pretty...
Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz
descriptive
into
of the
Cazador's
ritual.
front door.
Yeah.
If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more.
Yeah, let's do that.
And be finely positioned for yours truly to ascend.
Cool, yeah. We should use this parasite that is giving you enhanced abilities to
If we don't find my brethren,
take
they'll
over.
find us, likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless Cazadors change their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town,
Oh.
seeking prey.
He probably has changed his orders to be chasing after you, but maybe not. Maybe not all of them. Maybe some of them are still going to be in the dens
There you
waiting
are.
for us to interact
I
with
have
them.
awaited your arrival with great anticipation.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Come
Yeah, what's
closer.
up? Sure. What's going on? Yeah, I trust her.
Feel my voice rattle your bones as I proclaim our victory.
Oh, that's weird.
Moon Maiden Selûne, hear me. Ketheric Thorm, traitor, apostle of Merkel, is dead at last.
Yes.
Blessings upon the slayer of the Wicked One.
It was really Lae'zel. Lae'zel did a big part of it. I just kind of blinded him. I didn't do a lot, I swear.
Listen to the subtle vibrations of the Moon Maiden thumping within your heart chambers, friend.
Sure, yeah, I'll
She
do that.
works her magic there.
I don't know about fighting the powers of evil together.
I am free from my bonds, but not my duty.
Yeah.
The dead 3 are risen. The dead 2 remain. You must face them.
The dead 2 remain.
I will help.
The only one dead is the Undying, so... Think about that for a second, huh?
Pray, ask, and I will tell.
Okay, what else you got? Yes. Are you really Selûne's daughter?
Do I not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory? There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb.
Okay. Well, that... I mean...
Why, she already has.
I
She
don't know.
has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aelin.
So, like, were
So
you
mighty are her wonders,
a
her
human?
great wisdom.
Or an
Together,
elf?
we will
I don't know.
set
Are you
this
an elf?
fair land free of tyranny and murder.
And then became a Celestial? Or were you, like, born a Celestial? What's the deal?
Ketheric Thorm, father of my one and only love, enslaver of Dame Aelin. Ketheric Thorm never did trust me, even when he worshipped the Moon Maiden. He was threatened
Really?
by my love for Isabel, by her love for me.
He was threatened.
When she died,
You'd feel...
curse the day, the hour.
You'd think even when he
We
was
each of
following
us
the Moon
mourned
Maiden...
bitterly. But Ketheric's pain could be touched by no aid, no boundary. He turned to wretched Shah, the Lady of Loss, for relief. And she
Jeez.
whispered into his ear, poisoning his mind.
And making
He
him
and his
forget.
loathsome advisor Balthazar
And even when that
lured me
didn't
into
work,
the Shadowfell,
like, he
claimed
still
they'd found
followed her.
someone in need of my aid.
I guess not.
There, they trapped me in their infernal cage. I was killed, murdered, made dead over and over and over by justiciars of every make and
That
kind.
sucks.
I was reborn, for it is my nature. And Ketheric fed upon my immortality all the while. But
Oh.
lo, the brute is dead.
Yeah,
and
he
we,
is.
We live!
Yeah, we do. Huh. That's interesting. So he followed Saluna, and then he went to Shar to forget, and then he went to Merkel to bring back. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Really interesting stuff. I'm so excited about what's to come. You have no idea. Thank you very much for watching this. Thank you for hanging out. And definitely stay tuned because it's about to get crazy. All right, let's go.